Improving your finances can be difficult. No one teaches you what to do with your money, how to use it. And this becomes extremely confusing and makes you feel lost. And I've also felt the same. But over the last 4 years, I've totally changed my finances by following 5 simple steps. I went from having nothing to be able to live in an amazing apartment, to be able to travel the whole world and be financially free. So if you also want the same, to be financially free and enjoy your life at your own conditions, here are these 5 steps. And at the end, I will also have a bonus tip for you. Hi all and welcome to my channel. I'm Nico and let's start directly with step number 1. Without which you actually don't even start from 0, but you start even lower. Because this is the first critical thing that everyone has to do. And which is to pay off your debt. Because every month you pay interest on your debt and it is continuously increasing. And so you haven't even started saving some money, having some money for you that you already owe a lot. And so as long as you have debt, it is not possible to improve your financial situation. And there are actually different techniques to do it, but I don't want to talk about that because you can find everything on the internet about them and they're all working properly. The important thing is just that you follow them, that you stick with them, and this will help you to get debt free. But there's actually one thing that you must do if you want to get out of debt, and this is to have automatic payments. Because if you are talking about credit card debt, you must have an automatic payment to pay in full your credit balance every single month. You don't have to miss one. You must also have an automatic payment every month to pay off part of your debt. Like this, step by step, little by little, you will be able to become debt free. And that's what I did and what I do. After every paycheck, I have an automatic payment that directly goes to my credit card so that I don't even have to worry about it. I know that it's going properly and I won't get in debt again. And as an advice, pay monthly 15% of your income towards debt. And all this together will make it extremely easy to pay off your debt. It will be automatic. You won't even have to make an effort to do it. So this way, every month, automatically, your financial situation will improve. And so if you're doing that, that's great. You're already ahead most of the people, but you're still not there. Because what if you have a car accident? What if you lose your job? Or what if you have unexpected medical expenses that you have to cover? Absolutely. Well, what you will do is probably to take back your credit card, to pay for it, have new debt, and get back in the loophole of debt. And so let's be clear, as soon as you set up your automatic payments for your debt, you don't have to wait to be debt free to start step 2, because otherwise you will fall again in the debt trap. And so what's step 2? It's actually rather obvious. It is saving. And so how do you save? Because this is the big question. And it is actually very simple. So firstly, you find a saving account which pays you high interest rates, but allows you also to withdraw the money whenever you need it. And at the moment, it's actually also rather easy, at least in the US, to find saving accounts with more than 4% of interest rate. Then as for debt, you have to set automatic payments towards this saving account. So every month, as soon as you receive your paycheck, you also have 15% of your income that goes to your saving account. And so now that you're saving, you have one first goal, which is to build an emergency fund of 6 months of living expenses. Because this way, whatever happens to you, you will be safe. And this is one of the most important steps to be less stressed about your finances. And imagine that once you've done this 6 months of emergency fund, you will already be in the top 30% of savers. And as an example, I have more than 1 year of emergency saving. And this means that I could quit my job, do whatever I want, and I won't have any problem. I will still be able to pay for my apartment, for my car, and for anything else I would need. And so after you've created your emergency fund, you still have to continue saving because this is an ongoing process. And you should save towards your objectives. And so to make it also easier and feel more personal, a good advice, a good thing to do is to name the reason for which you're saving. And this could be a house, a car, a vacation, or maybe the college for your kids. And it is really important, this naming thing, because it is what matters to you, and this will make it easier for you to continue saving this money. And knowing that, before you even realize it, you will have saved much more than you would have ever thought. And so if you want to know more about how to save, I've also made a detailed video about it, which you can find here. And so let's go now to step 3, which is actually extremely important, because this is the one that will generate you a lot of money over the time. And imagine that for me, just 4 years after starting, I've earned this last year more than $40,000 thanks to it. And this is investing, which we also want to make it simple. We don't want to make complicated stuff. This has to be simple so that you can follow it. And so once again, you have to make automatic payments to your investing account. It can be your 401k, it can be the Roth IRA, or as I also do, it can be a performing and safe ETF like VOO. And no, please don't invest it in crypto because you're just going to lose your money. And this is the step which is actually critical to be able to generate wealth, generate more money. Also because thanks to the compound interest, over the time it will just grow. And at some point, it will become your first source of income, which will allow you to do whatever you want. And this is actually my goal. And so as soon as you have finished paying off your debt, the same 15% you were using to pay it, move it to the investment. And this is very important because in the beginning, the best investment you can do is to pay off your debt. And so now you've set up all the basis for your financial freedom, but you also have to be able to sustain all this system. And that's where step 4 comes in, because it will help you to understand your expenses and manage your money. Because as an example, doing the step 4, I discovered that I was spending $12,000 per year going to the restaurant with my girlfriend, and we love it. I mean, we really like going to the restaurant, but that's just a crazy amount of money for going out for dinner. And we didn't want that. That's why we started being more careful in which type of restaurant we would go, how often we would go, while still enjoying it. And we managed to reduce these expenses from $12,000 to $5,000, which means $7,000 more dollars to use it for what really matters. That can be paying off the debt or investing or saving. And so this is a process which really make you understand your finances. It reveals you a lot, and that will make you able to correctly use your money. And how do you do it? It's very simple. Take your last year expenses and just categorize them into 4 categories. Firstly, which is saving, we've already talked about it, and it should be 15% of your income. Then investment or debt repayment, which has to be also 15%. Then you have the biggest part of your income, which goes for the fixed expenses, which means the rent, taxes, the bills, transportation and utilities and all this type of stuff. And this should be around 50 to 60%. And what's also important is that as for the other type of expenses, you must have an automatic payment for all of that. It is always managed. You won't miss anything. You won't create more debt, and your finances will be well organized by themselves. You won't even have to put an effort. And finally, there is actually the best part of this exercise, because if you want to be able to improve your finances, you also have to enjoy the process. And this is why it is extremely important to have part of your income going to guilt-free spending, which is money that you can use just to enjoy life. Again, we want to make this sustainable, to make it enjoyable, because otherwise it's not worth it. So with this money, do everything you want. And this should be around 15% of your income, which if you think about it, it's already a huge quantity of money to spend on whatever you want. And so let's go now to the final step, because now you have everything set for a bright financial future, but there's still something that you can do to improve it, and this is to increase your income. And you have 3 main ways to do it. Firstly, ask for a raise, change your job, or start a side hustle. And this is exponential because your fixed expenses will be the same even if you increase your income. So what will increase actually will be the amount of money you will put in savings, into investment, and also in guilt-free spending. And in my example, now I am paying only 35% of my income into fixed expenses, which means that I can invest more money, I can travel more, which is just amazing. And I did that thanks to pay raises. And this makes an absolute difference on your financial journey. And so these are the 5 steps, and if you do them, you will be fine. You will be actually very good with money. And I said that I had a last bonus tip for you today. And it is actually very simple. You've been doing it for the whole video. And it is to learn more about personal finance, because there's a lot to learn. This is just a summary video that I made to help you improve your finances. But there are many other ways in which you can improve your finances, make more money, save more. And that's actually the objective of my channel. I want to help you, as I did, to improve your finances. And so if you want that, if you want to have more money, just subscribe to this channel and start by watching this video, which will show you the habits that might be keeping you poor. Thank you for watching and see you soon.